Hi everyone, I'm Jamie. Thanks for coming today. Thanks for enjoying our great local meal. I'd like to tell you a little story about how kind of buying fresh and buying local kind of started for me. I went to cooking school in New York City, and my first day of cooking school started with one of these, with an egg. And my teacher was Jacques Pepin, who many of you may know from the Food Network. He classically trained French chef, and he asked a volunteer to come up and make an omelet. And I was ready to go. You know, I'm from Florida. I can make a Denver omelet with the best of them, right? So I went up and grabbed 2 eggs. And I cracked the eggs, and I did something that he was fascinated by because he hadn't seen it done in a long time. I took my thumb and scraped all the extra egg white that gets stuck inside the shell out with my thumb into the bowl, as I'd always seen my mom do. And he was blown away. He said, I haven't seen that since my mother used to do that. But that's how my mom learned it, growing up on a farm in Delaware, through economy, through poverty. And, you know, that's when we always talk about buy fresh, buy local, and this great new campaign we have. I'm always brought to remember that it isn't something new, that it's something old, and something worn, and something good. And, you know, it's something that was passed down from mom. And, you know, I'll always remember that lesson, I'll always remember the pride I felt, but mostly the pride I felt from my mom for teaching me about, you know, the value of something as small as an egg.
We just want to remind you about what you can do for Mother Earth. She's desperately in need of our help, and our organization is here locally. There's about 80 plus chapters throughout planet Earth, and Santa Cruz chapter is one of them, and we'd like for you to get involved. Basically, we're here today to remind you that it's important to raise conscious awareness about what you can do. Simple things like doing your part. Plastic is bad, and about 60% of the plastic you think is recyclable is not. The bacteria gets into that and is not able to become clean. Unlike glass and aluminum, they can not biodegrade, but actually break down and be reused to make new glass and new aluminum, unlike plastic. So we're really encouraging use of this, and then reusable bags. Take your bag. We're all tired of seeing those plastic bags in the trees all around our neighborhood. So we're just reminding you to do your part, and it's real simple. One human being at a time.
We're based in Salt Lake City, but we do community-based conservation around the world. We work in Ecuador, in northern British Columbia, in the Colorado Plateau, and in Namibia, down in Africa. And in addition to our research and conservation efforts, we also run field-based study abroad programs for undergraduate students, and so that's why I'm here in Santa Cruz. And we have programs, summer programs, semester programs in the spring and fall, and the students are out doing field work, and they're learning courses such as conservation biology, natural history, wildlife policy. They're working with local people, getting out to some really wild, remote areas, doing some pretty amazing stuff. So we have great programs, and I'm just here basically to drum up some interest from students in our programs.
One reason why we are both here is for a class that we're helping teach in the spring. It's called the Education for Sustainable Living program. It's a student-initiated, organized, and taught class.
And we have here's our new little newsletter, which lets you know which action research teams are available. The class is offered for 2 or 5 units. It's a Monday night lecture series where we bring really cool speakers to talk about different aspects of sustainability and different topics. And the action research teams, which are 5 units, are taught by student facilitators. And some of the ones we have offered this quarter are eco-philosophy, UC and the Bomb, environmental justice, or minimizing impact, community and permaculture, where you learn about the topic as well as you participate in creating and participating in a student-led project within the campus or within the community.
Models on sale. We've got bike trips. We've got a physics in nature class. We've got Big Sur surfing and tons of spring break trips to make your spring break the most memorable one of all. So come to the rec, visit our website at ucscrecreation.com. Oh yeah.
more middlemen. We work with co-ops in Costa Rica, Nicaragua, El Salvador, some in Mexico. And basically we do participatory action research, which is looking at the agro-ecological needs, so sustainable as well as economic sustainable issues.
To build more connections with the university. We've been working on a number of programs together. University just certified 4 more of their dining halls as part of our Green Business program, and they were awarded City Council certifications on Tuesday, and they were at the council meeting. They've done far beyond what's required to participate, and they're really a leader in the green business industry. So we really applaud the dining halls here at UCSC.
Glass, not paper.
Our produce today was donated almost entirely by Alba, the farm co-op that we use. So we definitely want to thank them. If you didn't get a chance, check out the menu. We acknowledge all the farmers that grew the produce for us, and you know that's something that I really like to share a lot more than an adjective or an adverb describing my food. I love to share where it came from and who grew it. I love knowing how it was grown, and to me that's what gets me really excited. So I'd like to thank you all again. Enjoy the Earth Summit. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Jamie. I really appreciate it. So what Jamie did too, and the sensitivity of the theme of looking at our footprint, our impact, and our environment and planet, what you're eating is a low carbon luncheon. So we're talking about lower on the food chain, lower on the impact, and local and as connected as possible. So not just that it comes from a farm that's within a 50-mile radius, but there are people there that we have relationships with. So students and the student organizations working on food issues and the Campus Food Systems Working Group provide internships and opportunities and trips for students to visit these farms that feed the campus food system. So I think there's a lot of unique relationships in the learning part of the university mission built into the institutional sustainability initiatives underway. So while you're all enjoying that food, again, it's from Alba Organics, the Agricultural Land-Based Training Association, and a number of farms that are part of the Monterey Bay Organic Farmers Consortium. So these are the farms you see at the farmers market. Coke Farms, Swanton Berry. How many of you have Swanton strawberries before? All right. The Kiwis are from the UCSC farm as a member of it. New Natives, the Sprout people at the farmers market, they're there supplying the dining halls as well. So it's an amazing inroad and step. And there's a lot more exciting activities going on in dining. And one point of this process is to note is we're gathering and collecting compost. And I think that's an important part of it, is the food system work is not just about what we buy and eat. It's about the operations, the energy, the conservation, the design, and where it goes. And so currently dining has diverted over 52 tons of food waste in diversion into composting back into the landscape. So looking at how to really become innovative on both ends of it. And another big, I think, footnote and kudos to them is a combination of work with students to go trayless this year, where no longer are they having to wash over 1.2 million trays a year. We're effectively saving the city over 300,000 gallons of water that won't be used. So at a time for water rationing, these are the type of innovative, out-of-the-box activities that need to take place.
So, like, what's post-consumer waste?
So
post-consumer waste.
Well, actually, post-consumer waste is like after people have eaten it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
After people have eaten it, where the dining hall is, all the dining halls around campus are sending their pre-consumer waste. So, like their when they
Pre-consumer waste?
peel oranges.
Actually, like food like this.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
pre-consumer waste.
it's actually post-consumer because it's actually gone to the consumer. But it's like the stuff that's prepped in the kitchen when they're making like fruit salad and making all their salad greens.
Oh, so
Yeah.
like stuff during the preparation of food is
Yeah.
called pre-consumer.
It's pre-consumer waste.
Okay.
Exactly, and that.
And then after it goes through the process of like going through the dining halls and like going into people's stomachs and like during food. After they throw it out, that's post-consumer waste.
Exactly.
Okay, I see.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the campus has already diverted like 52 tons this year.
52 tons?
Of
Yeah.
pre-consumer waste.
During lunch, we did waste audits, and that was just collecting the food scraps after people had eaten. And here at this dining hall, it was about 50 pounds just in 2 hours of people coming through and eating and just throwing their food away
50 pounds of food.
for 2 hours during lunch at this dining hall. And this was just one day.
Wow, so like if that happened at all the dining
All the
halls,
time,
there's
every
like
day.
5 dining halls on campus, right?
Exactly.
So that would be 5 times 50. That's 300 pounds of food, like every day.
Yes.
Every day,
That
300
people
pounds.
just don't eat.
Yeah.
The average, what they found is the average person throws away about 3 ounces of food that they don't eat on their plate.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So you add that times 11,000 meals a day that they serve here on campus.
Yeah.
Adds up to a lot of
And it's
food.
decreased since we got rid of the trays and decreased the plate size, but it's still a problem.
Hi, my name is Sean, and
My name is Matt.
we facilitated the facilitated the curriculum topic group, and there was a lot of really good visioning that came out of that. Some of that had to do with institutionalizing sustainability curriculum across all departments, and having perhaps sustainability minor, as well as having a lot of communication between faculty and students on the way curriculum is heading, and creating an ongoing working group with faculty support for sustainability curriculum.
Another thing we want to do is get together a permanent faculty committee to help support individual majors in sustainability, or any kind of like creative like sustainability major that students want to do, so that students have more creative freedom in pursuing a sustainable education. And we also talked about working with Sam Farr to get more funding for green jobs training programs on our campus, because that's the way of the future. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kat from the Food Systems.
I'm Steve.
In our group we talked about the dining halls and how, with Candy and Clint from Dining Services, how they're really going to work to have more student collaboration and just more transparency with letting the students know the decisions they make in their purchasing and why they make those decisions.
Yeah, a big issue for us was trying to connect the freshmen and underclassmen into the system of food systems and understanding about like the food they eat. Because a lot of people, they understand that, but by that point, it's all over and they leave. So understanding like a sustainable education within the residences on campus is a big deal, because that's a huge population of students to make change and to be involved. And kind of a big debate or issue that we discussed also was the issue of organic versus local food. If you had a choice, which one would you choose? We had a good conversations about that as well. So, yeah.
Hello, my name is Vanessa, and I co-facilitated the water topic group, and one of the recurring themes was conservation and education, and I mean education on a multitude of levels. Education about what kind of water infrastructure retrofitting is going on, what kind of shower heads are being installed, what kind of toilets are being installed. And also we talked about education about what is your watershed, what does it all encompass, and at a young age really knowing about where your water comes from, so that you can always you can grow up with this conscious thought of where your water comes from, so you want to conserve it. And other things that we talked about is conservation programs, education about the best ways to conserve water, and some next steps that we were looking at is they're getting a student on the university-wide gray water assessment going on, get some student input and some student involvement, and also making some partnerships between CSU Monterey, because they're doing a lot of things in terms of water conservation and education. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Malia, and I was part of the Long Range Development Plan group, and that was a really unique opportunity because we had faculty, administrators, community members, and students all in a space able to discuss this issue, and everyone was really passionate about it and had a lot of varying viewpoints. We tried to work to try and find some common ground, which I don't know if we got there or not, but we got everyone's thoughts out on the table, which was an incredibly important step, and really nice to get that out there.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and like Malia said, it was a unique opportunity that was incredible, and we got to sit face to face with all these different levels that will be affected by the LRDP, and kind of where we are now with the opportunity and next steps for further discussion to be taking place, which is incredible. We've gotten agreement by architects to keep this discussion going and keep the opinions being met. So where I'm at now is collecting emails from anyone who's interested to get really plugged into this LRDP and where they can go to help. Be a concrete place to have your opinions heard and what you want to see out of this, what you envision for the plan. And so we can help make this be the best campus in the future and see the most progress.
So thank you all for coming to the Earth Summit. This has been great.